कुमार स्वामी नाइक गोम्बो लिबू लटोका रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
In this bulletin, politicians slammed for unrealistic comments. Over $290 million invested in rural electrification to date, and ministry receives medical supplies.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Ateda Lendua.
Prime Minister Warange Bainimarama has slammed politicians who are continuing to question why businesses have been offered financial support in the current budget. While speaking on Radio Fiji 1 program, the Prime Minister Bainimarama said these businesses are providing employment and need to be given the best support during this difficult time. He says the government will continue to divert support to the tourism sector so that it is ready to get back on its feet once the borders open. Bainimarama says some of these politicians are not thinking outside the box when they make comments. Prime Minister Warange Bainimarama says by 2050, Fiji can and should become the hub for travel, trade, ICT and development. While opening the Fiji National Consultation Workshop on 2050 strategy of the Blue Pacific continent, Bainimarama applauded Australia's effort to ensure equitable access to a vaccine for the coronavirus in the Pacific once it emerges. Bainimarama says if we harness the spirit of regional collective action, there's a reason to have faith in the progress for the next 30 years. He adds Fiji has opened Pacific pathways to Tuvalu, Kiribati and Tonga, extending a lifeline of passenger air travel at a time when it is badly needed.
And I believe, despite the incredible challenges before us, it is our people who can emerge as the country's most powerful drivers of change. That work, ladies and gentlemen, starts here. That future begins today.
The government has invested over $291 million in the past 11 years on rural electrification project. While launching the Asawa High School 30-kilowatt solar hybrid project on Naviti Island yesterday, Minister for Infrastructure Chonio Sumate said the extension of the electric grid is part of government's plan to ensure all Fijians have access to the reliable power by 2021. Usumate says the project will benefit 358 people, including 20 teachers' quarters, 16 school blocks and 3 new houses.
This project will also enable your children to equip themselves with the technologies and learning tools such as computers, televisions, tablets, etc. This investment will improve the economic and social activities in the community, in your community through things such as education, health, agriculture, telecommunication, and microbusiness.
The $539,000 Yasawa solar hybrid project provides 24-hour electricity and is co-funded by the government and the European Union. A 33-year-old man alleged to have murdered his wife following an argument in Nangaranaita-Siri 3 months ago has been denied bail by the Suva High Court. Josepata Koroi, who is charged with 1 count of murder, appeared in the Suva High Court today. It is alleged that on May 1st, Koroi stabbed his 28-year-old wife to death. The matter has been adjourned to October 23rd for pre-trial conference. The trial date has been fixed for March next year. Over 15,600 personal protective equipment and other medical supplies were received by the Ministry of Health in Suva this morning. Valued at more than $149,000, the assistance is financed by the Asian Development Bank, the Japanese government, and procured by UNICEF. Health Minister Dr. Remi Wangainambete says the donation will help Fiji strengthen its COVID-19 response efforts. He adds it will also assist in the safe continuation of essential services.
We are, well aware that there are challenges worldwide in terms of freight and other issues around not only in terms of medical consumables and medicines, but also other things. So it's important for us to do just stockpile, make sure that we have quite a large surplus stock available. So when there is a need, then we can be able to push it out as quickly as possible.
80 dental practitioners will gather in Suva tomorrow to discuss issues affecting their industry during their annual Fiji Dental Association conference. The association yesterday received a $10,000 assistance from Colgate-Palmolive for the event. President Vikash Singh says the donation is fitting as they'll be able to assist those dental practitioners who will be coming to Suva to discuss oral health care during this pandemic.
The support from industry partners this year is varied. We have our traditional sponsors, especially from New Zealand, who this year are unable to be here, be present at our conference. And so we've lost their sponsorship. But then again, we've got some new ones who have stepped in.
The newly opened Suntec supermarket in Savusavu will not only benefit residents in the area, but has also provided employment to at least 40 Fijians. Owner Shu Sanda has invested an estimated $1 million in this business. This is the fourth Suntec branch, with 3 existing supermarkets already serving the Northerners. Sanda adds his faith has helped him to continue expanding his business despite these trying times.
Since COVID-19 has effect and the business are all going down, but I have faith in the Lord, which has never put me down into this business. There are some times when we find difficulty in our lives. It stops you from growing. But I found out that when you fall down, that is the place where your strength is known.
Up ahead, Thai level fights to stay in Skipper Cup. And Athletics Fiji's competition to start soon.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
The Thai level rugby side is focusing on their set pieces and ball retention as they prepare to face Naitasiri in round 6 of the Skipper Cup competition. After managing a 16-all draw with Yasawa last Saturday, backline coach Timothy Nangusa says they need to tidy up on these areas to win. He adds the team is aware that getting the job done against a physical Naitasiri team will be easier said than done.
It's been a tough few weeks for Thai level since the beginning of Skipper Cup this season. There's so many things that Thai level team has been working on. A few areas that we've been lacking in is our set piece and ball retention. That is our focus that we need to brush up on.
Nemani Nandolo made an impact on debut yesterday as Leicester Tigers held on for a tight 13-7 victory over Albert Tuisua's London Irish. Nandolo had not played competitive rugby since February 23rd, but there was no sign of any rust. The Fijian player only touched the ball 6 times in the match, but he covered more meters and offloaded more times than any of his teammates.
No, it wasn't pretty, and you're going to get that for the next few weeks. Obviously guys haven't been playing for the last 6 months or 5 months, so but look, as the weeks go on, it'll get better, and I think we're growing, and we're building. So like I said, the win's important for us, and we're a new look Leicester side, and we're heading in the right direction.
Athletics Fiji will kick off its annual weekly competitions from the 19th of next month. The annual competitions calendar had to be reviewed as many events were halted due to the pandemic. Vice President Choti Linga says Athletics Fiji will commence its weekly competitions to allow athletes to engage themselves. Linga believes it will be a good opportunity for athletes to improve on their time on the tracks and field events.
There's about 6 competitions confirmed for the coming months up to December here at the ANZ Stadium tracks. Please do utilize the opportunity that Athletics Fiji is offering. Unfortunately, we cannot go out as yet to other centres, but everything's centered around Suva for now as we strategize on how we can move out of Suva in beyond December.
The Eels were thrashed 38-0 last night by the Rabbitohs. Eels coach Brad Arthur labelled the loss ordinary, but wasn't ready to hit the panic button after a largely impressive 15-round prior to the loss. More sunny spells are being experienced in all parts of the country. It will be slightly cool at night. Generally fine conditions also in the forecast for the weekend. That's your FBC News now. Join us again at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. In times of crisis, you need news you can trust. Get the verified facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news, fbcnews.com.fj, keeping Fijians connected with the truth. Enjoy your weekend.
I'm from Lotoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.